and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. The Northern Elders Progressive Group has commended President Bola Tinubu's bold approach to tackling insecurity in the northern region. Chairman of the Arewa Elders Progressive Group in the Northwest, Mustafa Ma, applauded Tinubu's decision to take the fight to the bandit hideouts, describing it as a major achievement in the quest for peace and security. The Northern Elders said President Tinubu's aggressive approach, which involves using military force to crush bandits without mercy, has shown promising results. The Association of Chairmen of Local Government Service Commissions in Nigeria has stressed the need to address security and contemporary challenges at the local government level. The association made the plea at its 3-day annual national summit held in Abuja. Jomai Manson has more on the story. Now on the news, when we return, we'll bring you these and more stories to stay with us. Our sincere apologies for the mix-up in those stories. Let's return to our story now. The Association of Chairmen of Local Government Service Commissions in Nigeria has stressed the need to address security and contemporary challenges at the local government level. The association made the plea at its 3-day annual national summit held in Abuja. Jomai Manson has more on the story.
His citation.
The theme of this year's summit is addressing security and other contemporary challenges at the local government areas in Nigeria. The summit brought together key stakeholders to deliberate on local level security issues and explore innovative solutions. Presented an award for effective service to the Executive Secretary of TETFund, Sonny Echonu. The chairman of the association, Senator Kaka Rijau, praised Echonu for his dedication and open-door leadership style, describing him as a leader loyal to nation building.
Most of the private secondary schools and universities you see projects is from the TETFund. Honestly, congratulations. I want to thank you, and I want to urge you to do more for what you have started doing. And I believe this award will go far, and also giving you the strength so that you can perform better.
The Executive Secretary of TETFund, Sonny Echonu, expressed gratitude to the association, emphasizing that TETFund's interventions cover not only federal and state institutions, but also include support for local governments. He further expressed his enthusiasm for the autonomy given to local government areas, urging them to contribute at the upcoming National Research Fair.
TETFund is there and ready to continue to provide needed support for the development of a tertiary education sector in our country. We are very confident that now that you will be in charge of your resources, we will begin to see local governments also invest in tertiary education.
Stakeholders at the summit reiterated the importance of collaborative efforts in tackling the security challenges faced by local communities. For Global Television, Jomai Manson reporting.
Thank you, Jomai. Presidential candidate of Labour Party in the 2023 election, Obi has criticized President Bola Tinubu for sending Vice President Kashim Shettima to represent him in Sweden. In a series of tweets, Obi criticized the president for not proceeding to Sweden from France, lamenting the resources spent in having Shettima fly down there from Abuja. On October 2nd, 2024, the president had left Nigeria on a 2-week leave to the United Kingdom. It was later announced that he had moved to France. As the price of fuel continues to skyrocket, many residents in Kano have found alternative to electric motorbike. Global Television's correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that a liter of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, now costs between 1,100 naira and 1,200 naira in some filling stations in the state. Details subsequently. Kaduna State Governor Senator Uba Sani has called for a unified military effort to combat the escalating insecurity in the northwest region of the country, particularly banditry and terrorism. The governor, who made the call in Kaduna during a courtesy visit by Defense Minister Mohammed Badru Abubakar, emphasized the need for a collaborative framework among northern states to tackle insecurity. He praised the federal government's establishment of the Joint Military Command and Operation Fansan Yama, describing it as a clear demonstration of commitment to tackling the menace. The defense minister's visits aimed to finalize preparations for Operation Fansan Yama's launch, targeting insecurity in the region. The minister commended Kaduna State's administration for supporting security agencies and constructing roads to enhance access to hard-to-reach areas. Still in Nigeria's northwest, Kano State government has donated 100 million naira to assist victims of the recent fire disaster in Majia, Taura local government area of Jigawa State. Governor Abba Yusuf announced the donation during a condolence visit to Governor Umar Namadi Damudi at the government house in Dutse. In a statement issued by the governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Bature, Governor Abba Yusuf emphasized that the donation was meant to provide relief to the families of those who had lost their loved ones and to support the treatment of those injured in the fire. He highlighted the strong historical and cultural ties between Kano and Jigawa states, underscoring Kano's solidarity with its neighbors during this time of grief. For quite some time now, residents in metropolitan city of Kano have continued to experience severe shortage of water. This has led to some people resorting to using other alternatives to get water. In this report, Global Television's correspondent Idris Jibrin met a 41-year-old who converts his tricycle to a water tank in order to deliver water to his neighborhood.
For almost 4 months now, 41-year-old Tasu Garko has voluntarily been delivering water to his neighborhood in Sharada area of Kano metropolis after converting his tricycle to water tank capable of carrying 500 liters of water.
Ana sai da shi ne kama yanda bodinsa yake haka.
Actually, it's my Oga that bought this tricycle for me, and then I converted it into water tank in order to help my people across Sharada area. According to Tasiu, the persistent water scarcity around his area has forced many residents to relocate to other areas, hence his decision to assist those in need.
I
decided to do this because of the persistent water scarcity in Kano State, because so many people are suffering because they don't have water in their areas. In addition to residential areas, Tasiu also delivered water to orphanage homes, prison formations, and schools in order to ease the suffering of the masses. I used to deliver water in so many places across Kano metropolis, like Fage, Badala, all these places, because people doesn't have water in those areas. Although Kano state government assures that work is in progress to restore water in most affected areas, the scarcity of water across Kano metropolis has continued to remain a source of concern among residents. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
Necessity, they say, is the mother of invention. Thank you so very much, Idris Jibrin, for that incisive report in there. Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State has reiterated his administration's commitment to establishing principles of good governance in the operations of public offices in the state. The governor made this known while inaugurating 6 communities to implement Zamfara State's developmental policies and programs in Gusau, the state capital. Queen Agaba tells us more.
The Zamfara governor, Dauda Lawal, said the inauguration of the committee is part of his rescuing mission towards revitalizing and transforming the state. He says the 6 strategic committees will oversee the implementation of various development policies.
As members of this committee, you carry the enormous responsibility of driving the vision and mission of our administration. Your expertise, dedication, and hard work are crucial to the success of these initiatives which have been entrusted.
The chairman of Human Capital Development Committee and Deputy Governor of the state, Mani Mumuni, assured the governor that the committees will work tirelessly to ensure the success of responsibilities assigned to them.
On behalf of all the committee members and the various committees inaugurated today, that inshallah we are going to discharge our duties diligently and without fear or favor.
The Emir of Bungudu, Atahiru Hassan, expressed optimism that by inaugurating these committees, the governor is setting a course for a more prosperous Zamfara state.
By inaugurating these committees, Your Excellency is charting a path that is unprecedented and which, inshallah, will lead to the progress of this state and pave way for the future leaders of this state.
The committees inaugurated are the Human Capital Development Council, the Committee to Combat Drug Abuse, the Land Use and Allocation Committee, and the Development Plan Committee, among others. The Zamfara State 10-year development plan from 2024 to 2033 committee is being chaired by the Commissioner for Education, Wadatao Madaki, while committee to combat drug abuse is to be chaired by the First Lady, Huriya Dauda Lawal. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
Thank you, Queen. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has expressed concern over judgments on political cases by some courts in the country, saying the situation does not give a good sign for democracy. Jonathan, who stated this at the 67th birthday celebration of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Professor Michael Zekome in Abuja, described some judgments on election matters as a coin being turned upside down. Lamenting the lapses of the Nigeria's judiciary system, the former president says he is disturbed with the recent happenings in the country, particularly political judgment. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced that the 2025 Anambra State governorship election will be held on Saturday, November 8, 2025. The Commission's chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, made the announcement during a consultative meeting with political parties that the formal notice for the election will be published on November 13, 2024, in line with the requirements of the Electoral Act 2022, which mandates that a notice for any election be issued no later than 360 days before the election date. The federal government has taken delivery of 1 million doses of the R21 matrix and malaria vaccine donated by Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. The World Health Organization had in December 2023 added R21 matrix and malaria vaccine to its list of pre-qualified vaccines. Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aino, said the arrival of the malaria vaccine from Gavi is a testament to President Bola Tinubu's commitment to protecting the lives of Nigerians. And now to some security matters. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Abubakar, says the Nigerian Air Force will take delivery of 50 brand new aircraft between December this year and 2026. Air Marshal Abubakar said this at the second biennial meeting with the branch chiefs and air officers commanding in Abuja. He stated that the Nigerian Air Force had successfully inducted 12 aircraft into its inventory over the past year, noting that it was a remarkable achievement that the Nigerian Air Force had not witnessed in a very long time. You're watching the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the news returns, Israeli actions spark global condemnation. Details of this and more shortly after this break. Do stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of News Cycle with Uyi Agumofwegbe. Thank you so very much for your time. Let's talk some business now. The House of Representatives has appealed to the federal government to urgently transmit the medium-term expenditure framework to the National Assembly to avail lawmakers ample time to work on the 2025 appropriation bill. This is coming as lawmakers drawn from across party affiliations expressed displeasure at the practice of delayed presentation of annual budget proposals to the Parliament, leaving the lawmakers with little time to do a good job. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance moved by Clement Jimbo. On the foreign scene, as the conflict in Gaza enters its 377th day, the humanitarian crisis continues to escalate. Over 42,000 Palestinians have been killed and nearly 100,000 injured, with women and children making up the majority of victims. Despite the alarming figures, the U.S. Special Envoy for Middle East Humanitarian Issues, Liz Grande, in a briefing says the United States would not halt arms supplies to Israel. In the meantime, the United Nations has reported horrifying scenes, including patients burned alive near Al-Aqsa Hospital. While in the West Bank, over 11,000 Palestinians have been detained, including women, children, and journalists. Medical professionals working in Gaza have described their situation as catastrophic, with patients suffering due to a lack of medicine, clean water, and proper care. The international community continues to demand action as Israel refuses to cooperate with the United Nations inquiries into their ongoing crisis. Meanwhile, the Israel Defense Forces have confirmed that they have hit Nabatir in southern Lebanon. 5 people were killed by airstrikes, including the city mayor. The targets include terrorist infrastructure sites, Hezbollah command centers, and weapons storage facilities, which were embedded by Hezbollah adjacent to civilian infrastructure, exploiting the civilian population as a human shield. Children as young as 10 will soon be able to be jailed once again in Australia's Northern Territory after the government there lowered the age of criminal responsibility. Australian states and territories have been under pressure to raise the age from 10 to 14 in line with other developed countries and the United Nations advice. In auto sports, Kylian Mbappe has reportedly been linked to a rape investigation in Sweden and will reserve any explanations for the Swedish justice system if necessary, and that's according to his lawyer. He says strongly condemned media allegations suggesting that Kylian Mbappe had commented on the events of his trip to Stockholm. The France and Real Madrid striker had consensual sex with a young woman during the trip last week. Forbes has published the list of highest paid footballers at the moment. Al Nassr forward Cristiano Ronaldo and Inter Miami superstar Lionel Messi led the list. Despite the Ronaldo and Lionel Messi are in the list or last days of their careers, they still enjoy superb financial benefits from the round leather game. Both players are widely regarded as the 2 greatest footballers in the history of the game. Ronaldo is at the top of Forbes' latest lists, earning a $285 million per year bonus. The 39-year-old earns $220 million per year in wages from Al Nassr, while Messi, on the other hand, is the only MLS player in the top 10 list. The newly elected president of the African Table Tennis Federation, ATTF, Waheed Oshodi, has expressed his intention to elevate the game of table tennis on the continent. Oshodi, who was unanimously elected as the 6th president of the continental sports body to succeed Egypt's Khalid El Salih, called on the private sector to support table tennis similar to other sports. And that's a full cycle on the news, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Global Television. We'd like to remind our viewers that we are on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. You can also find us on free-to-air on Nigecomsat. We encourage you to follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV, NG, and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Uyi Agumofwegbe saying a very big thank you to you for watching. Coming up at top of the hour is Big Talk with Edikan Michael.